messing with the contract requirements, but I'll be in the
Cool.
in the background.
Hello, and welcome back to my 5-year plan playthrough of RP-1. In the last episode, there was a lengthy, brutal, and frustrating attempt to rendezvous with a spent stage. Some of it by my not understanding how the NatBall behaved under Principia for rendezvous. Some of it, NASA eventually pointing out how to solve this is ignore the NavBall and just work in map view. And some of it doing that it looked like the configs for the 7K OK had decayed, such that they're quite unbalanced. The solar panels don't work right with kerbalism. There's a bunch of problems. So yeah, there's really too much science here for the node costs. It's kind of ridiculous. Like I have stuff queued through 1970. I can't afford any more researchers. And I have 500 science unspent. So I guess it's just giving me confidence.
Yep.
And I'm about to arrive at Mars, so I'm really about to get a bunch of confidence.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say.
Yeah. All right, well, the tracking station is completing in 9.5 days. Then hopefully our budget will increase a good bit. Yes, it looks like it definitely will when we're no longer spending on tracking station. So I can now restart the admin building. To something more reasonable. Or actually, I think, no. We talked about this. Yeah, researchers are better.
Yep.
Because we're not actually...
Yeah, you're still in the mindset of doing the lunar landing is the important thing. It's starting the program that's important, and then you can pay for all the stuff you need to do with lunar, especially with the 1 or 2 year ramp up you've got in the program funding needing to occur.
Well, the issue is I'd have to give up a program to take crewed lunar unless I upgrade the admin building. Now, of course, that's the right thing to do, and I would give up this even though we're just about to get good funding from it. But it's still a little annoying that we don't have one more slot.
Yep. Yeah, it is.
Because we could have another like 4 years of decent funding on this program.
Well, then I guess you pay for the admin building.
Yeah, I only have a 1.5 years more of this. So I guess what I would actually do is complete this. Because there's not much left to ride. And I could still do a lunar sample return. Whereas sending we don't have time to send more Mars and Venus orbiters.
Yeah, well, yeah, as long as those probes arrive in time.
I mean, the Venus orbiter, maybe. We certainly can't send more Mars stuff.
No, I mean, as long as the Mars, yeah, I mean, it's only 20 days. Sorry, I thought it was a little bit longer. Yeah, it'll be right there.
Oh, I have 100 applicants. Oh, because I did EVA. That's right. Researchers. All right. All right, docking and crew transfer is just about to complete. Then we can start integrating a rendezvous target.
the rendezvous target will be cheap. And you can
Yes.
give it plenty of thrusters to make it easy to maneuver.
Yes. All right, let's see if I have any reasonable options for docking ports that aren't send up another orbital module. Well, that's kind of bad.
Strong.
There isn't a docking port that
Oh,
isn't
generic
already
then.
attached to an orbital module. Oh, no, there we are. There is one, but it's the probe side. We don't have the drogue one, so I have to swap out the orbital module, but that's fine. All right, at least there's one. Why does it cost 60K to unlock when I've already unlocked? What?
Because the configs are not the greatest.
Apparently so.
I understand there's a variant on there that's the drogue side instead.
No. It has no ECMs. Oh, it does have ECMs. Oh, it has crazy ECMs, or the right ECMs aren't applied to.
Why is the window going with your mouse?
Because the tooltip was still attached to it, I guess.
Yeah, it's weird.
Um, yeah. That's super weird. Oh, yeah. So the orbital modules are missing docking crew. That's why that thing is more expensive. So I should have paid it anyway. Fun. Anyway, let's build ourselves some kind of proby thing. And I guess I'll base it off this Mars thing. Because that was the last probe that I launched. It was large and controllable. All right, it sure doesn't need that. Doesn't need any experiments.
Throw on orbital perturbation.
Yeah, I guess we might as well leave it in orbit since we're flying it. Can't hurt.
Yeah, plus since any docking maneuver is already an orbital perturbation experiment in Principia, I think it suits.
Fair point. Okay, UHF is fine. Get rid of these things. That's already the right tech level. Three km/sec is a lot of delta V. So I think we're going to be okay.
Yeah, I'm sure it'll be fine.
I mean, it's sort of fitting given that this is going to be the primary for the docking, that we're putting the probe on it instead of the drogue.
R2-D2's hat does not fit him very well.
Yeah, this does look way derpier than I would have expected. That's a little better.
Some sort of
Still
steampunk
derpy.
sombrero.
Yeah. We can use different panels, I think. We don't need much.
Nope.
It's already 110 watts per panel, so that's fine. Okay, well, we need a little more than that. That'll do.
Yep.
120 watts should be enough for, well, we can make it a little bigger, I guess. Yeah, close to 160 watts. Okay, let's look at mass full and empty. I think we want to move the RCS down slightly.
Yeah, or maybe even consider 2 tanks instead of 1.
For ultra balance.
Well, yeah.
I mean,
You'd
that would give us something for the hat, I guess.
Yes. That was the stealth reason.
I mean, I guess that's only fair. Okay, that's 700, 700, 350. Okay.
We're playing so much Factorio, I'm tempted to control right click or left click to copy the settings between the 2 tanks.
Yeah. Okay, that looks better. That does actually look better. However, there's no universe in which we need that much delta V.
Oh, sure. I mean, you can make the toroids thinner or something.
Problem is, this is what's tooled. I really don't want to have to tool another.
The inner radius.
I already made it super thin. Like, look at how thin it is. That's already the 2 kilonewton version. 18 minutes is a very long burn time.
Yeah.
I really wish that I had a higher thrust engine. But I don't think we have access to this yet. No. When does it unlock, anyway? Like, this is obviously what we would use. (1966) orbital rocketry. One more node, and we would have had it. Alas.
I mean, it's similar in thrust to 2 of those things, so.
Yeah, but it's gas generator, not pressure fed.
Yes, but you already have too much delta V, so what do you care?
I care for the lower variance in thrust. Because having more than a single one of these is going to mean that we're going to have to use a bunch of RCS to correct for thrust balances.
Yeah, I mean, you could also just point at center of mass.
Yeah, it's not like we have to worry that much about cosine losses.
Yeah. Also, cosine losses are pretty small. Like, you've got like a 5-degree angle there.
Yeah, we're not losing much, are we?
No. Like, even at 10 degrees, you're losing, like, what, 1% or something?
Let's see.
1.5.
That's center of mass. Actually, I think that's... Yeah, that actually is about center of mass. Okay, that's fine.
Yeah.
All right. Oh, that was bad.
Yeah, I hate when I do that. Copy 4 rockets accidentally.
Yep. Okay. Let's fold up the panels. I wonder if the RCS is too far out. Nope, we're still encased. All right. Given how much delta V that actually is, although I'm not sure I want that much thrust.
Yeah, I might reduce it to 2.
Yep, I think 2 is correct. That's still like about 3.5 meters per second squared, all the way up to 13 meters per second squared, give or take.
Mm-hmm.
So
Just go back to 1. You could also underfuel your tanks if you felt like it.
I don't really want to go back to 1 though. I feel like 1 is a bad idea.
Why? Guess it breaks.
No, because it's an 18-minute burn if I go back to 1.
No, that's why I was suggesting you just underfuel your tanks.
Yeah, or I could do this.
Okay.
That's 4 of the half. Ooh, we get 1 more tech level. Cool. Oh, that means we get more of these too. Yes, we get to upgrade our RCS. And now we have even more delta V. More than we know what to do with. The relevance of this is that we can now shut down 2 of these engines.
Oh, okay, I see what you wanted to do. Okay.
Yeah. I mean, that seems like a better deal. That's about center of mass. And let me just make sure that these are the same flow priority. Yeah, they are. Okay. Okay. So that's fine. Go with the 2 to 1s. And
dance to make sure you don't copy the rocket.
Yep. Well, the thing is, if I'm not in symmetry mode, then I won't copy the rocket. As long as I'm in 1x, then I won't copy the rocket. It's only if I'm in 2x it'll snap to 4x or however many x symmetry.
Sure, yeah.
Okay. Okay, now I think what I will do here is we clearly don't need this extra stage.
Yeah, you definitely don't.
However, as we found last time, there's something about this tank that imparts this setup with the avionics here. That's the thing that actually imparts the torque.
Yep. So you could lose your second stage instead of your third stage if you wanted to.
Oh, that's a thought.
I think your third stage is more reliable too. So you don't have the RD-0119.
Do I actually have the 110 yet? Let's find out. I might. I forget whether I got that or not yet. Nope, not yet. Fixed staging. I assume those retros are up there, even though I can't see them. Yeah, that's more than enough delta V. So yeah, I guess we could technically go the other way. You're right.
Can you also double check something for me?
Yeah.
I think is your probe deep space or low Earth?
It's still deep space.
Okay.
It doesn't need to be, I agree. But I also don't have any near Earth tooled, and I don't really want to bother. I mean, I guess what I could have done is instead of building that probe, I could have just used that stage with the 11D33.
Okay, we don't have to go crazy.
Given that it already has near Earth avionics and all that stuff. But the good thing about packing deep space avionics is
Less solar.
yeah, and that can get pretty pricey even at TL4. I'm going to bring this down a little bit so it looks a little less derpy, which means you have to rejigger all of this. Center of mass is the RCS is now a little high.
Still gonna slide up a little bit when it's unfueled, but not by as much.
Yeah. I mean,
well, I guess I don't know how much those engines weigh. I'm just assuming the docking port is heavier.
maybe. Let's see. Oh, no, they're literally right on top of each other.
Oh, nice.
That's convenient.
Perfect.
Yeah, could not ask for better.
R2-D2 got himself a pretty big Ushanka up there.
Yep. Yeah, so I guess I could look at what the cost would be with just the block L, but I don't think it's going to be much less. Like,
Yeah,
I just don't think
it's
this
gonna
tank
matter
is
that
that
much.
expensive.
Yeah, I wasn't suggesting it once you removed it. I was like, when both of them were there, you could have done it more easily, but it's done. It's going to be like 100 funds difference or something like that.
Yeah, the deep space avionics is kind of the killer here.
Yep.
Yeah, the avionics cost is $879, and then it's quadrupled.
Yep.
And the docking port is also probably not cheap. Oh, right. I didn't actually check how heavy this thing is. I think we must be still under 1.5 tons. Nope, we're not. Cool. Cool. That's interesting.
I guess you have to underfuel it after all.
Yep. Good thing I checked.
Yeah, good spot.
Man, the docking port must be insanely expensive. Yeah. 2,000. So yeah, that's quite expensive.
Yeah, it is.
But at least it probably doesn't have a multiplier. But yeah, the fact that this whole shebang is alone is 10 days of build time. Not great. Man, I can almost fit it through the fairing, but not quite. So instead we'll rest it on it like that.
Yep.
All right.
Those engines are narrow enough that if you wanted to duck them in, you could, but there's no real reason.
Yeah, it's I could just not fire them quite through the center of mass. Be just fairly close.
No, if you slid them in tighter, you'd also.
Oh yeah, that also works. Yes. All right. 2.9 cam sec is still oodles of delta V.
Yep.
Not like we're hurting. Okay. And I guess I'll start one of these building as well. I have to change the... Ugh, I have to change this out for the other one. And the way I'm going to do that is I think I'm just going to edit the file instead of having to redo the staging and all of it.
I'm gonna go AFK 1 sec while you do that.
Okay. All right, let's see if that works. That looks like it worked. Cool. So, all right, let's figure out why this is busted. Okay. So, there's an RCS thruster there. RCS thruster there. Don't know what those things are.
The OKB groups.
Looks like ORB.
RGB. Yeah, ORGB. Or OR group.
All right, so there's 4. Wait. That's weird. Bunch of weird. All right, let's look at transforms only. That's clearer. So there's thrust from those 4, which should be balanced. Oh, not quite. Yeah, that's why. One of these thrust transforms is rotated wrong. Or actually 2 of them are. 2 of them are.
Oh yeah, I see it now. Although they're symmetrical.
Yeah, it's very screwy. Yeah, I don't know what was happening there, but that at least explains what I'm perceiving.
Does it though?
Yeah. What I'm getting in effect is unbalanced thrust. And as you can see, so this one is aligned correctly along Z. And this one is aligned correctly along Z. But this one is aligned with Y plus going down. And that one is...
Oh, okay, I think I see it. Yeah. There's 3 of them with Y plus going down.
Yeah, I think those are supposed to be the RCS thrusters. But...
Is that how it's generating vectored thrust in some fashion?
Why am I not seeing the thrust transforms anymore?
Yeah. Split inside them.
Oh, no, that's why. Wrong part was selected. All right, thrust transform. Yeah, that's an RCS transform. So that's in Y, that's fine. This is a thrust transform. Z.
Yeah, I see 3 thrust transforms, which I guess corresponds to the 3 actual thrusters there.
Yeah. Z, Z, and Z. All right, that works. So why, if there are 3 of them, are we getting unbalanced thrust and pitch?
Yeah, doubly weird that RCS build aid was not detecting any unbalanced. Oh, now it does.
I mean, it's getting... Let's ignore that. All right, so it claims it's getting thrust from those RCS transforms too, which is confusing. But RCS build aid claims that it's entirely balanced.
Yeah. Are those RCS thrust transforms set to activate as engines?
No.
Okay.
Yeah, I have zero idea why imbalance is showing up in flight and not here.
Did you try extending the solar panels? I know it's not supposed to do it, but...
Well, let's see. Yeah, that made no difference, and this made no difference.
Yeah, well, if one didn't, then...
Yeah. Yep. None of that is affecting anything. All right, so there's an RCS thruster there. But, yeah, so there's just pitch thrusters on that. There aren't yaw thrusters. Interesting. It's pretty weird to me that Soyuz has more pitch authority than yaw authority. But apparently true.
Guess they got fighter pilots to fly it. Yeah, the only other thing I could think of is one of the thrust transforms being included in flight that would not show up on RCS build aid. But what could include it? Like, there's just the part down there.
Yeah. There's this thing.
Oh, what is that thing?
An extra fuel tank,
Okay.
which it says you're supposed to add.
Try flying the thing without the extra fuel tank and see if
I mean,
that...
I guess.
I don't know. I'm spitballing here, and
Yeah.
feel free to tell me any of these ideas are dumb.
No, it's worth a try. Got nothing else.
Yeah.
Yeah, so let's sim it with out the extra fuel tank. Much less delta V, so that's concerning, but
Yeah. I mean, you could fake in a toroidal fuel tank if you needed to. That was the actual problem.
yeah. Yeah, all right, let's sim it. Well, wait, why? That's confusing. MechJeb's off. Why are we even... What's... Oh. Is this the stupid action group editor thing that always screws me over? No, there was nothing on stage.
I think your part is just cursed. Your spacecraft here. Commanded by ghosts.
So there's, yeah, Victoria's aboard. Let's turn go right on. If we turn it off... Oh, okay, so it was some artifact of...
Simulating.
That was weird. Anyway. Alright, we can now thrust forward. And what happens if we light the engines? Look at that, perfect stability. So yeah, it was that fuel tank somehow screwing us over.
Okay. Yeah.
At least now we know on that score.
Yeah, that's good. It did kind of look like that fuel tank had an including part, though. The fact that it was built specifically for this spacecraft and is causing these problems is
Yes.
pretty funky.
Yes. Well, conveniently we have a toroidal fuel tank tooled.
Mm-hmm. It's the right size.
It'll be close enough, I think.
Okay.
This is going to screw up the staging so bad. So decoupler, all this stuff, and all this is in 6. I think that's right. I lost track of the other stuff. Yeah, it's so weird that that's busted.
At least we figured it out, and it's relatively
Yep.
easy to fix.
Yeah. I also got to fix the solar panels, but it'll be less of a problem on this mission because we don't need to be in orbit super long. Oh yeah, you're right. That's not correct.
You may have the diameter ready from your third stage.
Hmm? No, all my stuff is 2.5 meters, and this is not 2.5 meters.
It might be.
If it were, it. Yeah, the flared bit is 2.5 meters, but the other part isn't. Well, that's fine. I'll just clip this up.
It'd be 2.4 meters too.
All right, so now there's a tank inside, which is fine. That said, I think we were at like 400 even, weren't we?
Don't remember.
Well, I mean, let's put it back together and see.
Just get that tank back out and see how much fuel is in it.
Oh yeah, could do that. All right. So let me move the other one, which is going to be equivalent. How long did it run for? 11 minutes. All right. So we can make this run for 11 minutes. That's fine. All right. Still doesn't fix the solars, but it's enough to be getting on with. Okay. All right, let's decrease this a little bit and hope that they stay tooled. All right. Okay. That will do. And that will make this so much easier to deal with. It still won't fix the limited control authority, but it will make things a little bit better.
Mm.
I mean, I could always just add more peroxide RCS if I need to.
Yep.
But oh, that's why it's heavier with lower delta V. It's because that's a high pressure tank. It doesn't have to be high pressure. But I don't have anything else reasonable.
I still think you could get away with under diametering a 2.4 meter tank, and then filling a quarter length for it. Make a hoop up there.
This is fine.
Okay.
Yeah, the only thing I'd consider would be more peroxide. Can I stick more peroxide anywhere? Yes, there's a lot of... Alright, I can put a lot in here. Although first let's put some more electricity in. Okay, and now let's configure for experiments that we haven't filled. Yeah. Star, synergistic, and simple. Maneuvering. Visual acuity. Food evaluation. Sure.
Wonder what the report on that is like. My sinuses are stuffy and it all tastes like crap.
Alright, that has nothing left in it, but this we can put some more peroxide in. Okay, a bunch more peroxide there. If we select the service module, And where can we short change this a little bit? So we'll put 50K in the other thing. And now we can put more peroxide in here. Don't have the option. That's weird. Yeah, all right, that's a broken feature. Well, we'll assume that this is gonna work. And then we needed to put 50K electricity back in here. Okay. Now we're good. Plenty more peroxide.
Cool.
So yeah, we should be much more capable of on-orbit maneuvers. So now we should be able to get this building in our human-rated launch complex. Okay. Okay, we'll start all that building, and this has been an episode of debugging and building, so I'm going to have to call it quits there.
Yeah, at least we made some progress,
yeah.
figured some things out, so that's cool.
Yep, and we can do Mars next time.
Yep.
Great.
Forward to that.
Let's come
As
by.
always. Yep. It's good to be here. See everybody.
Yeah, thank you all for watching. Catch you next time. Night.